as far as I can see, most modern depictions of women in media patronize them. I mean, how does it feel for you as a female woman of color that also happens to be an immigrant? Like, I imagine that it doesn't empower you or make you feel particularly good either.
No, in fact, I feel like the treatment based on my color, or based on my status as an immigrant, it's as if it's a handicap that just because I was born a woman means I'm handicapped. I feel like that's how people look at me, and it's not they're not looking at me with encouragement, but it's with pity, and it makes me not, it doesn't make me feel empowered. It makes me feel discouraged. And I think this desire, like you were saying, the cultural milieu is the rise of narcissism, right? And I think that's partly what I talk a ton about on my channel, is that especially amongst women, the perspective has become seesawing between I'm incredible and then going on the other side, which narcissists do all the time, is that if anything is wrong in my life, the fault lies with someone else and their desire to bring me down. And that entire perspective creates a really hard shell around you as an individual that is almost impenetrable, where if you need to change and grow, if you need parts of you, like Jordan Peterson would say, like, if you need parts of you to die so that you can evolve to the next level, your narcissism is not gonna let that happen. So if we continue to patronize women, patronize people who live on the edges of society per se, even though they don't necessarily, they're, majorities in a lot of ways. We're going to create a culture of people that refuse to change, refuse to grow, and most importantly, refuse to negotiate with anybody. And I don't know if you come across this online, because I see this a lot, and I specifically see it with people that are like, acquaintances, where there'll be a lot of content that'll be like, ignore the haters. It'll say something like, forget the haters. If anyone doesn't believe in you, F them, like forget about them. And it's this very interesting perspective that like either someone's with you or they're against you. There is no in between, and there's no room to talk that out. And, there are times that I'll say something on my channel and I'll hear some criticism and I'll hear some feedback, and I'm like, okay, maybe I was flawed in that particular thinking, and that's fine. This is a conversation in a lot of ways. But the perspective that they're trying to sell is like, no. If you said it, you were right all along. They just want to keep you down. And it's just it's like that's you digging your own grave. If you buy into that, you are digging your own grave, because there's not going to be a successful life that you can live with that perspective.
If people aren't taught to be able to take criticism, especially if the portrayals that they see of themselves represented in media never take criticism, if somebody does criticize them, then there's a clapback boss bitch moment where they tell them exactly, put them in their place and tell them. And sure enough, all along, I mean, we're seeing this with The Lord of the Rings. Galadriel is just permanently in the right. We saw this with the Star Wars, with the fact that the new female superhero there, she taught herself and then immediately was able to destroy everybody around that. I think Eternals had some sort of weird stuff like that in it. She-Hulk's had some stuff like that. I mean, Batwoman got canned, presumably because who does that? Is that Warner Brothers that do that one?
Yes, it was Warner Brothers.
Okay, so Warner Brothers, it seems, can't continue to piss money away, but Disney can. So Warner Brothers are binning things that they can foresee might not make money. Because, I mean, this is the long and short of it, is that people aren't going to go and see these movies. Like, when I think, I enjoy going to the cinema, but when I think about going to the cinema and then look at what's available for me to go and see, I didn't want to go and see Thor Love and Thunder. I looked at that and I was like, trailer doesn't look very good, looks kind of cheesy, looks kind of stupid. We'd already seen Thor start to kind of creep into that in the one that he did with the Hulk. What was that one?
Ragnarok.
He was kind of a bit of adult there, and I was like, I get a sense that this is going to go even further. But it's not just... One of the places that a lot of the movie studios go to is the reason that people aren't going to go and watch this movie is because of bigotry in one kind or another. Charlie's Angels director said that men need enough empathy to see movies starring women because I've been forced to do it with men my entire life. Like, look, you are not going to be able to guilt people into watching your movie. What's happening, people? If you enjoyed that, then press here for a selection of the best clips from the podcast over the last few weeks. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.